Today for science, we're going to be talking about these things. We're going to be talking about balloons. So I don't have very good balloons to show you because that one's already blown up and this one doesn't work very good. But you guys know about balloons, okay? So I'm wondering, how do you make this balloon bigger? You blow in it, right? You just put your mouth on it and you blow it. And it usually gets bigger unless it's like mine and it's broken. What happens when you pump up a balloon and you let it go before you tie it? So if you blow it up and then you just let it go, what would happen? Have you ever done that before? It just blows around. It goes whoo, super cool. So when a balloon is blown up and it can fly around like that, what causes it to do that? It's caused by the air being pushed out of it. That's what happens, huh? So we're going to talk about balloons today. We're also going to talk about rockets. Do you know what a rocket is? I'm going to show you what a rocket is. So I have some videos here on my computer that I'm going to show you. I bet you know what a rocket is, but I'm going to show you anyways, just in case. We're going to watch it together. Okay, ready?
Start. 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for mission.
That is a rocket. So a rocket is something that gets people to space. And a rocket pushes off the ground. So you saw this fire and you saw how it was pushing off the ground. It's a lot like how a balloon moves. So a balloon pushes air out and that's how it's able to move. Remember how we talked about everything that moves is either pushed or pulled? Well, a balloon and a rocket are the same way. It pushes air, or it pushes, like, it doesn't push fire, but it pushes things out to make it move. So pushes are really important in movement. So we're going to do some experiments today and talk about some things. And I want you thinking about this question. So it says, how can we change how far a balloon rocket travels? So we're going to stick the word balloon and rocket together, and we're going to talk about balloon rockets today. So I want you thinking about what can make a balloon rocket travel far or not very far, okay? We also need to know some vocabulary words before we get started. So we just talked about the word rocket. A rocket is something that gets people to space. And distance is our other vocabulary word. So distance is how far something travels. So if I were to throw this balloon, this empty balloon, if I were to throw it a little bit a ways, the distance wasn't very far. But if I were to grab it and throw it really far, the distance would be really far. So distance just shows how far something is away, okay? So you need to know those two words today when we are talking about science. I have a hard time showing you what I need to show you today, so I have a video that's going to help us. I don't know if you guys have ever watched SciShow Kids. I really like that show. It's on YouTube. So this is a 3-minute video that's gonna show you what I can't do because my balloon's not working, okay? I'm gonna pause the video a couple times so that we can talk about it, okay? Remember, you're thinking about this question. How can we change how far a balloon rocket travels, okay? And we're gonna see what even a balloon rocket is, okay? All right.
It might look like we're having a party, but we're actually conducting an experiment. Squeaks and I are experimenting with balloons to see what happens when we try different things with them, like blowing them up and then letting them go. Want to join us? Before we get started, let's think ahead. Other than balloons, what do you think we'll need? That's right, air. I used air to blow up all of these balloons around me, just like I'll use air to blow up this balloon. There! Ta-da! Even though we can't see the air around us that we breathe, it takes up space. And when we put air inside of something, like this balloon, it takes the shape of whatever container is holding it. Now, once I blow up a balloon, what do you think will happen if I let go of it and let the air out? Will its shape change? Will it drop to the ground? Or will something else happen?
Ooh, we just talked about this, huh? So she has a balloon that actually was able to blow up. Mine doesn't work very well. When she lets the balloon go, what's going to happen? Let's find out.
Only one way to find out. You ready, Squeaks? Okay. 1, 2, 3, let go! So it didn't head straight for the ground. It flew up and around before finally falling down. That's because the air rushing out of the balloon from the bottom forced it to move through the air in the opposite direction. So, if letting go of a full balloon makes it fly around the room, what would happen if the balloon were attached to something? Let's see how we can use balloon power to make a rocket. All you need is some string, a straw, some tape, and a balloon. And maybe a friend or brother or sister or a grown-up to help you. First, tie one end of the string to something big and heavy, like a chair or a table or a door. Now, put the other end of the string through the straw and tie that end of the string to something heavy too, so that the string makes a flat, straight line. Your rocket is almost finished. Now, blow up the balloon about halfway and pinch the end so the air doesn't escape. You might need someone else to help with this next part. Tape the balloon to the straw, like this. Now, prepare for launch. Are you ready? And blast off! So, what happened?
Yay! She just made a balloon rocket. So I don't have the things that I need to make a balloon rocket. I don't have balloons that work very well, and I don't have any straws. But if you have those things at home, you can do that experiment in a second so that you can see what she did, okay? So did this help us answer our question? So remember, our question is, how can we change how far a balloon rocket travels? Okay, I have a question for you. So you remember when she blew up the balloon and she just let it go? Did it go very far? Did it have a very far distance? No, it didn't really, huh? It kind of blew around and then came down, okay? It didn't go very far because it kind of just went all over the place. But when she put it on the balloon rocket, it went further. It had a further distance because it was more controlled. So the air was able to push straight out, so it was able to keep going this way the whole time. So the distance was more because of the way that she taped it to it. Why did the balloon rocket move again? Oh yeah, it's because it pushed the air out. I want to watch that part again because it happened really fast. So I want you guys to notice when she let go of it, how it moved this way, and it's because the air was moving that way. So the air was pushing out and making the balloon go that way. Kind of crazy, huh? Okay, let's watch it.
So the air doesn't escape. You might need someone else to help with this next part. Tape the balloon to the straw, like this. Now, prepare for launch. Are you ready? And blast off! So, what happened? Well, we just saw force in action. Forces are pushes and pulls, and they're what make things move. In this case, the air rushing out of the balloon pushed the straw forward, making it move. And this doesn't...
Okay, I have a question for you. Okay, so we just saw her balloon rocket, okay? So the balloon went like this. What would happen if we put something in the way? So the balloon was like this and it was moving. What would happen if it kept going and hit something? What do you think? It would probably stop, huh? So if the balloon was going, it would go whoop, and then it would stop. So the video doesn't show that, but that's what would happen if something got in its way. If something that was in its way was maybe really light, like a paper, it might take it with it. So it might go like this and take it with it. It kind of just depends how strong the balloon is and how heavy the thing is that would be blocking it. So that's a kind of a cool thing to know, huh? All right, let's keep watching and see what happens.
Must work with rockets made out of straws. You can make a balloon-powered car, a boat, or even a balloon-powered airplane with the right materials. Now, try changing things up a little bit and see if your rocket behaves differently. Try blowing up the balloon even more next time. Do you think your rocket will go farther or not as far? Will it go faster or slower? Keep experimenting.
Oh, she just asked such a good question. So you might be able to do this experiment at home. If you can't, that's okay. I just want you to imagine. So if you did this experiment at home, what would happen if you blowed up the balloon really big? What do you think would happen? It would probably push it further, huh? If there's more air inside, it's gonna push it further. What happens if you barely put any air in it at all? Like, let me show you. These ones aren't very good, so I'll show you. See? What happens if I only put a tiny bit of air in it? Do you think it would go very far? Let's try. Watch. Nope. It didn't go very far at all. It didn't have a far distance. So does it matter how far we blow up a balloon? Yeah, it does. It can change. our distance. So that answers our question. How can we change how far a balloon rocket travels? So we can change how far a balloon rocket travels by blowing it up with more air. And we can make it go less far or cover less distance if you don't blow it up as far. We can also change how far a rocket travels. If we put something in the way, then it won't travel as far, huh? It'll get stuck. So we can kind of change how far things move. Okay, I think she's almost done talking. I'm just gonna let her finish really fast.
Rocket and find out what you can discover about balloon power. And remember, if you have a question about anything you want to
Silly, she was done. Okay, so now it's your guys' turn. So if you have the things you need to do this at home, I would love you to make a balloon rocket at home. All she needed was string, and she needed a straw and scissors and a balloon and tape. That's all she needed to make a balloon rocket. It would be so cool if you could make one of these at home. If you can't, it's okay because we just watched what it does. Or maybe you have a balloon and you don't have everything else. If you have a balloon, you could practice by blowing it up and seeing how far you can get it to go, even if you don't have the other things, okay? So that's what our science experiment today is, to try and make a balloon rocket or play with a balloon if you have one, okay? I bet if you don't have one, maybe your parents, next time they go to the store, they could grab you a balloon, okay? I'm sorry that I can't show you. It's kind of tricky when I don't have a balloon that works. Okay, and then after you do your experiment, or if you can't do the experiment, you're going to do your journal, and you're going to answer our question. Okay, I am going to post that video, SciShow Kids. I'm going to post that on our assignment today so that you can watch it again if you want to see how they made the balloon rocket. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for doing science with me today. See you later.